Hi there, and welcome to this week's Friday function. I'm Oliver Franks, solution consultant at Anthesis, and today I'm going to walk through a process which is not new in IFS Cloud, but it's one that we've had a number of conversations with customers about recently, and I think it's a little known piece of functionality, and that is around incoming dispatch devices from suppliers. Now, obviously, we've been able to do this with EDI messaging or integration, and that's what most people kind of use this functionality for. But I'm going to show you today how we can manually create an incoming dispatch advice and effectively give our buying team and give our inventory team a view of what should be coming on what container if we're doing any major imports of that kind of size of component delivery. So I'm just going to go into my operational procurement lobby, and I've created myself a new link that says new container shipment. We can call this whatever we want. Terminology within your business, I guess, will change from new container shipments or incoming advices or whatever we want to refer to these as. But if we go into this new container shipment option, it will take me to incoming dispatch advice. Here we go. So incoming dispatch advice. Traditionally, if you're using something like EDI, then this will be the way that you get advice from your suppliers that they've made a shipment and you can expect it to be delivered on a certain date. But if we identify who the sender is, we can manually create these so that it's a little easier to manage those shipments that are out on the ocean or making their way, a long way across the country. We can put in the original delivery note number, so this would be what your supplier has told you. Obviously, we want this to match with the delivery note that arrives at our door. And we can say when it was actually shipped as well, and we can also say when we think that this is going to arrive based on the external transport lead time. So we'll say the actual ship date was the start of March, and our internal transport lead time, let's say this is going via sea, so it's 100 days. Our sender ID is going to be one of our suppliers, so we'll just find them now. Check contain. Hit the save button, that creates you an incoming batch advice. What happens now is I can associate all this information in terms of how it's arriving at my place, whether or not it's going by sea, via air, what the delivery terms are, whether it's carriage paid, X works, etc. So we'll say it's carriage paid to. And then what I can do towards the bottom here is start to add the PO lines that are existing for that supplier. And this is based on what is released and what is ready to utilize. So it might well be that I'm searching by what the part number is. It might well be that I'm more interested in when it's expected to be delivered, what the wanted delivery date is, what the quantity is, all those sort of pieces of information. So if I sort this by wanted delivery date rather than by parts, then I can see that I've got a few products in there that actually we've got a couple of different items. We'll take those first 5 lines and we can connect those part lines to this incoming dispatch advice. Now, what this does from a systems perspective is now I'm seeing that those are all associated with the same delivery, so I can manage those as if they're on the same container. And then at the point where they arrive at goods in, my team can either use this screen here, this incoming dispatch advice screen, or we can use the incoming dispatch receipt on the warehouse data collection guns. So it works for both sides, regardless of which way you want to work this. I know there's a real split in terms of how people do goods in. And I can just hit the receive button and it will receive the PO lines for me with that delivery note ID on there as well. We hit OK, and you'll see that receives that incoming dispatch advice. That set of goods is now receipted into inventory. So rather than having to constantly manage PO dates and constantly manage kind of what is and isn't shipped and have no visibility of what is out there on the ocean for your planning teams, this incoming dispatch advice gives you a standard piece of functionality within the application where you can build up a container that's being delivered from your suppliers and know when it was shipped, what delivery note is expected, and when you are actually expecting it to arrive as well. Hopefully that's useful to you. And if you want any more details on this or want to go into a bit more depth as to how this functionality works, as usual, let me know and have a good weekend.